All right, hey, welcome everybody. We're live here at Fan Up, Austin.
How you doing, Chris?
How's it going?
Going all right.
Yeah? So, Austin, this is your first time at Fan Up. Fired up to have you here. You got to tell us who your team is.
Well, my team is St. Louis University. We all know how that worked out, though.
Well, you know what? They had a strong year, though, right?
Oh, for sure.
Something to build on. And Rick Majerus will be proud, I'm thinking.
Rick McJares couldn't be any more proud.
So, okay, well, that's cool. Well, Austin, thanks for being here. We're going to do some talking with you shortly. But we've got three topics we want you to vote on, what you want to hear about. The first topic is Dayton's run. Okay? The second topic is Elite Eight predictions. And the third topic is rivalries renewed. That is not easy to say after Chinese food. Okay, so those are the three topics. We're going to give you a couple minutes. If everybody at home or mobile can vote on those topics, once we determine which one's the winner, we're going to have our fans discuss. Okay? So while we do that, Frank, I've got a question for you.
Sure, Chris.
eTrueSports.com. What's being covered today? Because I know there's a lot going on in sports right now.
Well, we're working on a story right now. We've posted a preliminary thing, and it's not basketball related, but we've heard a report that the NSA is going to be sending drones to the Masters. Ooh. And they're going to be targeting people who yell, "Get in the hole." And, it's controversial. It's going to, a lot of people are worried that it's going to screw up the pristine grounds of the Masters. But they're going to put the bodies in green body bags. So it shouldn't be obtrusive. Anyway, we're reporting that, not positive. We haven't nailed it down.
All right.
But that should be our next story.
All right. Well, Frank, all I can do is say thanks for taking some time out of that heavy work to, be on something lighthearted like this.
Journalism's hard, Chris.
I know it is. Speaking of hard, how's that pickup game yesterday?
I ache in places I didn't know I had.
That's right. You know what? As is every player playing in the Elite Eight today, right?
Right.
Because if you're not hurting today, you're not playing right.
Chris, I'm making a lot more than those guys are. Trust me.
That's all right, Craig. Okay, we're almost there. Folks at home need to keep clicking because we're almost there. Rivalries renewed, Dayton's run, or Elite Eight predictions. Okay, we're with our first topic, rivalries renewed. Okay, so what we're going to do, Steve, Austin, and Sean, we're going to ask each of you to take a few seconds and have you discuss rivalries renewed. What we were thinking, Kentucky and Louisville. I mean, last night everybody was looking forward to that game, right? I mean, that's like brother against brother down there. And so we just wonder if you want to share your thoughts or anything on rivalries renewed with Kentucky and Louisville. Steve, you want to give it a go? Are you familiar with Louisville and Kentucky, the rivalry?
Enough, sir. Well, I was actually lucky enough to be down there in Orlando to see him play their first two games, and
wow.
After watching them just barely struggle to get past Manhattan, and then, SLU beat themselves, I'm sorry to say, but I was definitely not pulling for Louisville. I saw Kentucky winning that game, and here we are.
Really? So now, which game did you see? You said you were at one of the arenas. You were one of the games, one of the regionals, or?
Yeah, I was down at the Amway Center. I was there to see SLU play, but we had basically tickets for a bunch of the games there. So I saw Louisville in Manhattan, and I saw SLU and I saw SLU play, and I saw Louisville the next day as well. So
nice.
After watching them twice, I can say I wasn't too impressed, and I didn't see them pulling it out against Kentucky. They're really hot right now, and I think they're going to keep on rolling.
Okay. Well, that's interesting because, boy, there's a lot of people picking Louisville. They say they're going into the tournament strong, but looked like Kentucky upset that idea. These teams, do you have any thoughts on that game? That's going to be a nutty game.
It's going to be a really close game. They're both very talented. It'll be interesting to watch. But to add on to the Dayton-Florida game, I think it's closer than people like to imagine. I've seen both of them play in person down in Florida and in St. Louis for Dayton, and Dayton's rolling right now. I don't know if they're going to be easy to take down. They're both really deep, and it'll be interesting. So,
okay.
Game. I think it's going to be a lot better than most people think. I've seen both play in person, and Florida didn't really impress me. Dayton really impressed me. So we'll see how that goes. It's going to be close. It's going to be very close.
Well, then you know what? You're in luck because that's the first game up today, right?
Yep.
Okay, so you've got minutes till your best game. Thanks, man. Hey, Sean.
I'm not too sure. I don't know enough about both of them, but after just watching a little bit I have, I think Nick Johnson didn't really show the poise to really deliver like he can in the Elite Eight. It'll be interesting, but I think Wisconsin's not going to be able to take the cake.
All right. So thanks for that. Quick, but do you have any thoughts on that one?
Watching that Michigan-Tennessee game was a little tough. That was some ugly basketball in there. And I mean, Kentucky's really, really hot right now. I don't know that it's going to be that close of a game at the end. I think Kentucky takes it big time.
All right. Well, that's why I asked. Wanted to get you in there because I knew you had some Kentucky. You were a fan of Kentucky earlier, so I wanted to hear what you thought. What do you think? Real quick, I'm sorry, I'm going off script, guys. What do you guys think at home? Austin, Kentucky.
This is my question, Austin.
Legends?
I mean, that's tough to say because when I think of a legend, I think of a guy that stays for 4 years, leaves his mark, does the best he can for the team, and shows some loyalty. But, I mean, can you really say that Julius Randle or John Wall or anybody like that they weren't great players while they're there and didn't leave their mark? Right. And they have, 12 national championships?
Yeah.
There's got to be some players who left enough mark to be considered a legend, especially in comparison, because none of them stayed.
Okay, that's a great point.
Yeah, good point.
Frank, what do you think?
Yeah, I think Austin's all over that. Although, Carmelo Anthony, I suppose, is sort of a legend. But, I mean, legend, implies some legs and some, some continuing involvement.
Right.
One and done, you can't be a legend there.
Right. Well, you know what? Thanks, guys. The Fan Up fans agree. 85% of the fans voting at home or mobily say the same thing, that, you know what? The one and dones just can't be legends. Like you guys said, they can be great players and maybe win a championship. They ain't gonna be no legend.
I mean, I don't pay a lot of attention to them. They're my A-10 rivals here down in St. Louis. I got to see them play against St. Louis in Chaffetz Arena. I was live for that.
Okay.
Got to watch them play when they played at Dayton, and it'll be interesting because, I mean, Dayton's really hot. They played in, frankly, the A-10's a really tough conference. It doesn't get much respect. So I think that has a little bit to do with their seeding because, I mean, they were a middle team in the A-10, but that says a lot more than most people give them credit for. It's going to be a close game.
Okay, I forgot about that. They are in the same conference as the Billikens. So, I mean, you're right. They're the fifth place in the conference this year?
Fifth or right around there.
Okay, so, I mean, they're to make it this far and under the radar, that's got to speak well of the conference, right? So you got to be happy about that.
Well, I mean, I wish it was us, but yeah, I can't complain. Glad to have A-10 still in there. Bringing some money into the conference.
All right. Well, okay, we'll vote. We want to test the knowledge of our fan base, okay? The first question is, which team won the most NCAA tournaments in NCAA history? Duke, Kentucky, North Carolina, or UCLA? All right, Frank, hold it in, my man. Hold it in. Steve, you know the answer?
I think.
Yep. Sean, you know the answer?
I do.
Yep. Austin, you know the answer?
We'll see.
Yep. Well, I'll tell you what. We got a lot of smart people on camera. And, okay, the next trivia question we're going to. Which is the most recent team to repeat as national champions? Duke, Kentucky, North Carolina, or Florida? Okay, guys. Repeat.
Got it.
Yeah? Who do you got, Austin?
I'm going to say Florida.
Really? Do you remember, do you have anything in mind? Do you remember any telltale signs about the team?
Well, I mean, now that you're asking all these questions, my confidence is dwindling a little bit.
No. I'm just want to make sure. Was it back?
In my mind.
Okay. Okay, you know what? The results are coming in. So real quick, everybody, quick. Duke, Kentucky is 10. 28% of the Fan Up fans are right because the lowest seed is 8. Nice, Austin. Yes, you are. In fact, Villanova was an 8 seed in 1985 when they won the whole thing. So I think Ed Pinckney was the forward on that team.
He was.
Strong player. Okay, those are some great trivia questions. I think